Hello everyone, welcome to the first part of the lesson on chemical reactions. And have you ever put together a jigsaw puzzle? How can you tell that the two puzzle pieces fit together? Here's the simple answer. They have complementary shapes. There are proteins called enzymes that fit together with other molecules in a similar way. And those are the enzymes that we are going to talk about in this video. Here are the learning objectives. First, we are going to explain what happens to chemical bonds during chemical reactions. We are going to investigate how energy changes affect whether chemical reaction will occur and explain the role enzymes play in living things and what affects their function. So let's go on with this. First, let us define um, what is a chemical reactions. Chemical reactions are processes in which substances known as reactants are transformed into different substances called products by breaking and forming chemical bonds. These reactions involve the rearrangement of atoms to create new compounds, leading to changes in the chemical composition and properties of substances. In biology, chemical reactions are fundamental because they drive all biological processes necessary for life. They are responsible for metabolism, growth, reproduction, and maintaining homeostasis. Biological chemical reactions include cellular respiration, photosynthesis, protein synthesis, DNA replication, and enzyme catalyzed reactions. Without chemical reactions, cells would not be able to extract energy, build substances, or regulate internal environments, making life impossible. Here are some other importance of chemical reactions in biology. First, let's look at energy production. Reactions like cellular respiration break down glucose to produce ATP, the primary energy currency for cellular activities. Second, we have biosynthesis of molecules. Chemical reactions enable the synthesis of complex molecules such as proteins, nucleic acids, and lipids, essential for structure and function in living organisms. Third, we have homeostasis and regulation. Reactions involving hormones, enzymes, and signaling molecules regulate biological processes, ensuring stable internal conditions. Fourth, we have growth and reproduction. DNA replication and protein synthesis, driven by chemical reactions, are essential for cell division and reproduction. Fifth, we have the response to environment. Organisms respond to external stimuli through biochemical reactions, aiding adaptation and survival. So let us now define what are reactants and products. Reactants are the starting substance in a chemical reaction that undergo change. They are present on the left side of the chemical equation. Products, on the other hand, are the new substances formed as a result of chemical reaction. They are present on the right side of the chemical equation. Now let's move on with energy in reactions. First concept that we are going to tackle is the energy absorbing reaction, which we also call as endothermic reaction. Endo means absorbing. This reaction occurs in an input of energy to proceed. The graph on the left shows that the energy level of the products is higher than the reactants, meaning energy must be absorbed for the reaction. And this reaction has a high activation energy, making it less likely to occur spontaneously. For example, photosynthesis, where plants absorb sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose. The second concept is the energy releasing reaction or exothermic reaction. So exothermic reaction is energy releasing. This reaction releases energy often in the form of heat or light. The graph on the right shows that the products have lower energy than the reactants, meaning energy is released as the reaction proceeds. I will repeat that. Energy is released as the reactions proceed. This type of reaction requires some activation energy to start, as you can see here, but often occurs spontaneously after initiation. For example, cellular respiration, where glucose is broken down to release energy or ATP. Um, let's look at the concept of spontaneous or spontaneity of reactions. First, energy releasing reactions are more likely to occur spontaneously because they result in a net release of energy, making the process energetically favorable. The second is energy absorbing reactions do not occur spontaneously since they need a continuous energy supply. In summary, the energy releasing reaction is the one that can occur spontaneously due to the release of energy and lower energy products. Pause your video as you answer the following questions and then proceed. What happens during a chemical reaction when products contain more energy than reactants? The answer is energy is absorbed. And what happens during a chemical reaction when products contain less energy than the reactants? Energy is released. So, which graph could represent a reaction in which food is broken down for energy? The answer is the energy releasing reactions. You may have the misconception that spontaneous reactions are always rapid. It's not always the case. Take, for example, the case of diamonds. Diamonds is spontaneously decaying into graphite. This takes millions of years. So, there. So, those are, again, the activation energy, which is the minimum amount of energy required for a chemical reaction to begin. It is the energy needed to break the bonds of the reactants so they can be arranged or rearranged to form new bonds in the product. In a chemical reaction, reactant molecules must collide with enough energy to overcome this barrier and initiate the transformation into products. This threshold energy is called activation energy. Here are the key points. It determines how quickly a reaction will occur. So activation energy determines how quickly a reaction will occur. The higher the activation energy means a slower reaction because fewer molecules have enough energy to react, while lower activation energy allows the reaction to proceed more easily and quickly. Enzymes in biological systems lower the activation energy. I will repeat that. Enzymes lower the activation energy, making reactions occur faster without needing additional energy input. For example, in the combustion of wood or burning of wood, even though the reaction releases a large amount of energy, it requires a spark, the activation energy, to start the process. In summary, Activation energy is the essential energy input that initiates chemical reactions by allowing reactant molecules to collide and break bonds to form products. Let us now formally define what is an enzyme. Enzymes are biological catalysts, meaning they speed up chemical reactions in living organisms without being consumed or permanently changed in the process. They achieve this by lowering the activation energy required for a reaction to occur. This allows the reactions that would normally be too slow or require too much energy to proceed rapidly under the mild conditions of the cells. Look at the graph in front of you. So you will see the blue line shows the reaction pathway without enzyme. You will see that the activation energy is from this point to that point. Now, we put an enzyme into the reaction, you will see that the reaction pathways lowers down and the activation energy is less compared to the reactions. So, here's the importance of the enzyme. First, it speeds up chemical reactions. Enzymes allow vital biochemical reactions to occur quickly or quickly enough to sustain life. Without enzymes, reactions in the body would occur too slowly to support cellular functions. Number two is specificity. Each enzyme is highly specific to a particular substrate, the molecule it acts on, ensuring that the correct reaction occurs at the right time and place. Third, regulation of metabolic pathways. Enzymes help regulate metabolic pathways by responding to changes in the environment or signaling molecules maintaining homeostasis. And fourth, energy efficiency. By lowering activation energy, enzymes enable reactions to proceed at the body temperature, conserving energy that would otherwise be needed to drive these reactions. Note that enzymes change the activation energy, but not the overall change in energy between reactants and products. You will see that the reactants have the same energy from the beginning and ends at the same energy level with the same products. So it just means that the reaction goes faster but not change the energy per se of reactants and products.